Assalamu alaikum. In this video tutorial, we'll be looking at how to create a test using the assessments feature on Blackboard. So I'm going to go to Dalil al-Muqarrar and choose my location where I'd like to create the test. So in this case, I'm going to create the test here. So I go to the assessments menu at the top and then click on test. So in this section here now, I can create a new test or I can add an existing test. So what I will do now is just create a new test and give it a name, so demo test 2. The description and instructions are optional, so I'm going to skip that and click submit, and now I am on this page here, and this is a test canvas. So this is where we can create a question or we can reuse a question, and this is basically where we can reuse questions that we've created before in previous tests, right? Or we can upload questions, and we'll look at this feature later on, inshallah. So what I'm going to do now is create a question. So let's go to this part here and we'll see a drop down list, and in this drop down list we can see all of the different types of questions that you can include in this test. We won't be looking at all of them because it will make the video very long. What we will do is we'll be looking at some of them. So let's have a look at fill in the blank, and we'll also be looking at matching, multiple choice, and true or false. So the first one here I'll be creating is the fill in the blank. So this is optional for the question title, and the question text is mandatory. So I have some questions prepared from before. Fill in the blank. So this is my question. Fatima studies English every day at university, and I'm going to blank this word out, studies, and then go below. And here we can see in the answer section is where we input the answer. So in this case there's only one answer to this question. If there are multiple answers, then we can select them and choose them based from this here, number of answers. So for this one there's only one, so I'm going to write that in, studies, and this is an exact match. Okay, it has to be this word here, studies. And in this case also we can select case sensitive, where it will check the capital letters, or we can just leave it empty where it will not. So if they write in capitals, then they will get it correct. So just in this case we can just leave it blank. So Fatima studies English every day at university, that's the answer. So now it's going to go below, go down, and then we can see the feedback section here. You can leave feedback for a correct response or an incorrect response, and again these are optional, so we don't need to do that. And then if we go down to this part here, categories and keywords, this is quite a useful feature on Blackboard. And what we can do is we can specify the category or the topic or level of difficulty or even keywords for this specific question, and this will then allow reusing this question based on the category or topic or level of difficulty or even the keywords. So let's do this here. Let's choose the category. So what I'm going to do is write the category in, or we can choose from existing if we already have something. So I have something called fill in blank, so I'm going to select that here. So this category is fill in blank category. So next time now when I create a test, a new test, I can obtain questions or pull questions from this category. So we're just going to do the category here, and then this bottom part here, instructor notes, again it's optional, so we're going to skip that. So now what I can do is I can just submit and just create this question, or if I'd like to create a similar type of question, fill in blank question, then I can just do this part here, click on this part here, submit and create another. So I'll do that right now, submit and create another. So now I can create another fill in the blank question. So I'll do the same thing for another one. So Ahmed and Fatima travel abroad every year. I'm going to blank out travel and then go below, put the answer in, travel, and then go down again, skip this part here, and then for categories I'm going to choose the same thing again as before, choose from existing, fill in blank. And then now I'm going to click submit because I don't want to continue creating more fill in the blank questions. So I'm going to click submit here, and that's done. So now I have 2 questions on my test canvas. Both of them are fill in the blank. So now another type of question I'm going to create is matching. So I'll click on matching. So here we have the question text, or I'm going to write in this part here, match the countries with the cities. So for this question now, I have some options here. So the matching questions, you may have more than one item to match. So let's say, for example, we have 3 items to match. In this case, what I can do is allow partial credit. So if they get 1 out of 3, they get some marks for it. If they get 2 out of 3, they get some marks for it. If I uncheck this, then even if they get 2 out of 3 correct, they will not get any marks for this question. So for us, I think what we need to do is we need to keep it checked. You can also allow negative scores for incorrect answers, but we'll leave that. And then we can go down to the question now. So here it says number of questions 4. We can change that, right? Change that to 3 if you'd like. We change it below where we remove the answer. I'll do that later. So here we have the question and answer pair, right? This is for the first one. So you put the question here and then the answer below. So we can do that here. So we have Saudi Arabia country, and then we have Riyadh as the answer, city. So that's for the first pair. Now we can go below to the second pair. We have England, and then London. And then the third pair, United States of America, and then we have Washington DC. So there are 3 pairs that I've done so far, right? And there's the 4th one here. Now if I don't want to include this, I can just click on remove. But before that, we can see here at the bottom of every pair we see partial credit percent. This is the mark or the points allocated for each pair. So in this case, since there are 4, is equal of 25% given for each pair. We can change that to how we want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove pair 4 because I don't want to include that. Okay, so now we have 3. So I'm going to go down now to this part here. It says answer order. So here we can randomize the order of the answer, or we can manually select them and choose how we want the order to be. So in this case, what I'm going to do is just click on randomly. So you randomize the order of the answers, and then similar to before, we have the feedback section, and we're going to skip that. And then again we have the categories and keywords. So I'm going to use this here. So for the categories, I'm just going to add a new category. So if I click on choose from existing, I have fill in blank. This is not a fill in blank category, so I'm going to just make a new one. So matching, and and then press OK. So now it's new category created, and this is the matching category. And then I'm going to click on submit. Now you will see this message here at the top. It says partial credit percent for correct answers must add up to 100. If you remember, we removed one pair, the fourth pair, so the partial credit percentage doesn't total up to 100%. So what we need to do in this case here is alter them, right? And what we can do is easily go to the top here. Let's go back to the question section, and then it says number of questions 3 now, and then we just click on this update partial credit percent, and it will update the percentage. So we can see now it's 33.3%. So now I can just click on submit, and that is the third question created.